Welcome to the Horror Next Door. We're back with some of our favorite new horror trailers for November 2020. If you enjoy everything from the world of horror, movies, video games, masks, and memorabilia, please subscribe. Now, on with the trailers.
Benny loves you. Jack is desperately trying for a new start in life, but when he throws away his childhood bear Benny, it's a move that can only end in death.
Benny Loves You is written, directed, and stars Carl Holt.
This movie looks wacky and very fun. Even just watching the trailer, I giggled a few times. I don't want to say this looks realistic because, obviously it's ridiculous, but I like the way they moved the toys around. You can't see any attachments or necessarily tell that it's a puppet. They look very animated, and all the stuff that's happening in the movie is crazy, the stuff that they're doing. So I'm really excited to see this. I think it looks very fun.
There were a couple of horror comedy trailers that we watched this month, but I really think that this film in particular really stood out among the others. There's just something about the Benny doll and how he keeps saying, "Benny loves you." It's cute, but it's creepy at the same time. It's obviously one of those movies where it's a serious looking horror film, but you can tell that the people probably know it's outlandish and they're not going too over the top with it. But the movie looks fun and I can't wait to watch it. I'm sure it's going to be funny and just ridiculous and awesome.
The Strings. In the dead of winter, a musician travels to a remote cottage to work on new material, but soon finds herself under attack from a mysterious, dark presence. I'm not even 100% sure why I'm so interested in this film, simply because I really have no clue what's going on when I watch the trailer. But I guess that in and of itself is a reason to watch it. It just makes me want to know more for some reason. It just looks very interesting. Again, I guess I've mentioned this in a lot of our videos recently, but I love those cold, desolate settings. Everything has that, blue tinge to it and stuff, and it's really dark, and I'm just really interested to see more. And the main character, it seems like she literally never smiles. I just want to know more about her and everything, I guess.
I really like the vibe that this trailer gives off. I like the music that plays during this trailer. I know it's just a teaser trailer, but the vibe that they're giving off just in this teaser definitely has me interested in seeing it. The only thing that has me a little skeptical is when I researched the movie for this video, it says on IMDb that not only is it a horror thriller, but it said it was a musical. So I don't know if that's just because she plays music and her character is probably going to play a couple of songs or something in the movie. Because when I hear the word musical, I'm thinking Grease or something where people are dancing around choreography and shit. So I doubt it's going to be anything like that based on the tone of this trailer, but we shall see.
What Lies Below. A 16-year-old returns home from camp and learns that her mother has a new boyfriend who she intends to marry. A man whose charm, intelligence, and beauty make him seem like he's not human at all.
What Lies Below stars Mina Savare, of course from American Pie and American Beauty, but she is also in Apparition, Day of the Dead, not the original, the one from 2008, and American Horror Story. A lot of things with the word American in the title. What Lies Below also stars Emma Horvath from The Gallows Act 2.
This movie looks bananas! This is crazy! There's so much cool stuff going on, and lots of disturbing stuff going on. That part where he's standing in her doorway, nude, and just being creepy, staring at her while she's sleeping or whatever, and the whole thing with him walking into the glowy water and then being right behind her, jittering around. I don't even know. It's gonna be really interesting to see more about what he is, what his intentions are. I'm psyched about this. It looks great.
Can we talk about him taking off his shirt and wringing it out and drinking his own sweat?
Yeah, that's weird. That's very weird.
So, I don't know what's going on. Is he been taken over by something, or is he something else entirely and he's just I don't know, shape shift into some human form or some shit. Who the hell knows? This movie looks weird. This guy seems weird. I don't know what to expect from this, but it's really got my attention and I can't wait to see it.
Don't Tell a Soul. Two thieving teenage brothers, stealing money to help their sick mom, match wits with a troubled security guard stuck at the bottom of a forgotten well.
Don't Tell a Soul stars Fionn Whitehead, who starred in Dunkirk and Black Mirror Bandersnatch. Jack Dylan Grazer from 2017's It and the sequel. This movie also stars Mina Savare, who we just talked about, and Rainn Wilson, who starred in House of a Thousand Corpses and The Office. Fishboy.
Speaking of Rainn Wilson, he was also in Cooties, and I love him in that movie. I just rewatched that movie, and it is fucking hilarious. He is one of the main reasons that I'm looking forward to this movie. But just in general, it looks great. The first thing that I thought when I saw it was that it's very, very similar to a movie called A Christmas Tale, where a woman is trapped down in a hole and some kids are trying to get some money from her and won't let her out. Some of the kids want to go to the cops, some of the kids want to let her out. So this is very similar, although there's only two in this one. It seems like the younger brother wants to help him while the older one wants to get rid of him. It's going to be very entertaining to see how the three of them all interact with each other and what the outcome turns out to be.
Here's another movie that just grabbed my attention immediately. I've never seen the other movie that Hellcat mentioned, but based on this trailer, I mean, the concept seems very cool. There are a few shots towards the end where Rainn Wilson's character has like a voiceover over top the clips, and to me, it kind of sounds like maybe he eventually gets out of this well, and he goes after these kids in some way. I don't know if he's gonna beat them up or kill them or who knows. But it just sounds to me like in some of the voiceovers that he's talking to these kids, like maybe face to face. Can't wait to check this one out.
Motherly. Kate and her daughter Beth live alone in an isolated farmhouse in the woods. But when Kate slowly begins to suspect that something sinister is happening, her motherly instincts are put to the test.
Motherly is directed by Craig David Wallace, who directed the entire first season of Slasher. If you haven't seen the Slasher show, you should check it out. Motherly stars Laura Burke from For the Sake of Vicious, Kristen McCullough from Psycho Gorman, and Nick Smythe, who is also in For the Sake of Vicious.
There's a definite sense of dread in this movie based on this trailer, and I also think the trailer does a good job of making you care about the mother and kind of put yourself in her position and feel for her going through these circumstances. Obviously, she lost her husband in some way, shape, or form, and as is justified and of course common, the daughter keeps bringing him up. It just seems like they're going through a really rough time, and then on top of it, all this crazy stuff starts to happen, so I definitely want to know more.
Based on this trailer, it seems like this is probably going to be sort of like a home invasion type film, because it seems like there's a group of people or something that shows up towards the end of this trailer, and they got the mother tied up and the daughter's hiding somewhere. So I don't know what their motivation would be to go after this woman and her child. Could perhaps the estranged father be involved in some way? Who knows? But this trailer looks pretty good, and I can't wait to check it out.
Hunter, Hunter. Joseph and his family live in the remote wilderness as fur trappers, but their tranquility is threatened when they think they are being hunted by the return of a rogue wolf, and Joseph leaves them behind to track it.
Hunter, Hunter stars Devon Sawa from Final Destination, Idle Hands, and The Fanatic, Nick Stahl from Sin City, Terminator 3, and Mirrors 2, and Summer H. Howell from Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky.
I think the main thing that gets me interested in this movie is cheering for the wolf, honestly. Or the wolves, plural. I don't really know what's going on. There's a part where they walk out and see a ton of bodies, and then there's, like, Devon Sawa sees someone tied up with their hands behind their back, and it makes me wonder if there are people doing this on purpose? Like sacrificing people to the wolves, or maybe it's some kind of werewolf situation and it's like when they're human, they go put people out there so they can eat them later. Like, I have no idea what's going on, and that's the main reason I want to know more. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. And in situations like this, I kind of always root for the quote unquote bad guys, or in this case, the bad wolves.
When we watched this trailer, I was very surprised to see not only Devon Sawa in this, but Nick Stahl. I feel like I haven't seen Nick Stahl in a movie in a very long time. But yes, as Hellcat was saying, there has to be a pack of wolves. There's no way there's one wolf doing all this stuff. I feel like this movie is just going to be very dark and gritty, and the wintry forest environment really adds to that. So I really hope there's some good, him tracking the wolf or the wolf tracking him type scenes at the end where it's just him and the wolf or the wolves or whatever. Even if he ends up winning in the end, it would be nice to see that he had to put up a really good fight. Like how Leonardo DiCaprio killed the bear but took a beating in the process. I can't wait to see this one.
As always, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment letting us know your thoughts on any of these trailers. All of the trailers that we did discuss will be linked in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and don't forget to check out our store and visit our social media pages. Until next time.